This is the watch this video for September 5th, 2018. The SPY is still kind of flagging, breaking out to all-time highs here. Now, like for 3 days, lower, hit the 8-day. So still holding up really well. Here's what I'll be watching for Wednesday. So this BLNK just caught my attention today. I don't think my scans would have found this. But when I go to an intraday chart, look at that volume that came in. So, and if you look to the left, and I'll pan out, so you're looking at like 3 or 4 days worth, you don't see any kind of volume like that across to the left, right? So it's definitely unusual volume. The assumption is that had good news or somebody knows something or whatever, but it's holding up. It closed fairly strong after that pop, and then you look at the daily and you had this, massive pop here, a lower rally here, another lower one here, but really nice support right over 3 for, I don't know, a good 2 weeks. It's been holding this area. It held, went below 3 back here, but not too far below 3. So it's kind of breaking a little bit of a trend line, peaking above the 20-day, and a little bit of extra volume. Maybe you can see it on 60-minute candles too. A little bit of extra volume. Absolutely worth watching for follow-through day tomorrow. Maybe there's news coming. Who knows? But I'm going to have it on my watch list. SSC is really just after this gap up, pull back, and then a rip, right? Then it fell for 3 days, and then now it's a complete chop fest. But when you look at intraday, again, you had another huge volume spike, and it held up really well. So this is another one that I don't know if my scans would have found it tonight, when the market's closed, but because I trade during the day, I happen to see this volume spike, and then therefore it went in my notes. So this is, it's a relatively strong stock too, so definitely want to watch that one. TRPX. This gapped up the other day on, how do I word it? Like the assumption or somebody was asserting that this is the next pot stock to go. I don't know anything about the company, but 15-minute candles, he had a really nice run for the last 30 minutes or so today. And so back to the daily, and it closed really strong. So absolutely worth watching tomorrow with the pot stock craze going on. REPH gapped up, sold off, and then all the way back up, closing almost at its highs. 1.8 million shares, which is a lot of volume for this stock. I would note that Friday, it traded 49,000 shares. This is a thin stock, and I watched it trade for a little bit today, and I remember watching it trade thinking, this is a thin stock. So I don't love this, but we're gonna have it on watch. Again, it's probably my least favorite, but anything can happen. VHC, big volume on Friday, sold off today. It's definitely finding buyers between 320 and 335. So maybe a potential long setup tomorrow. INSY, huge breakout here on, let's see, this would have been Thursday. Pulled back on Friday, kind of a quiet day today too on low volume. Maybe over 950 tomorrow. We'll see how it trades. Decent looking setup. ZYNE. I'm pretty sure this is also in the pot category. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure it is. And you had a really nice run here from like 650 to almost 9 in 2.5 sessions. Pulled back, and then today closing. Let's go to 5-minute candles here. I don't know. Closing pretty strong. I think this is, again, if all the pot stocks get to move, and this is kind of a sleeper pick in that category. PIXY had this nice little breakout today on a little bit of extra volume. Not substantial volume, not like this day where it had over 30 million shares, but after this day came back down and really found support around $3 and then grinded out of that area and then flagged, and then today broke out. So it's a little bit ahead of itself, but maybe a follow-through day tomorrow. NCTY, really nice breakout today, but closing well off its highs, but really nice volume. Closing actually probably below the midpoint of today's trading. You see the 200-day right there as well. Still want to watch it. KOOL, this one's a little bit obscure, but I like the extra volume back here where it ran from basically 29 cents to the next day 52 cents, and now it's kind of flagging. I think it's worth a look. And then IGC, again, if the pot stocks get going, this is a pretty clean setup because it had a huge move, and now you're 3 days lower into that area between the 8 and the 20-day moving average. If pot stocks get going, I really like this setup, and you notice the pullback here is on lower volume. So that's what I'll be watching. We'll also add some gappers in the pre-market to this watch list, and hopefully catch a few good trades based on these lists. All right, enjoy your night, and we'll see everybody on Wednesday.